So we're getting ready to do chines. We have everything marked out. For the ones on the edge here, we have a 10-foot mark laid out. That'll be 1x1 angle aluminum. For the inner ones, we have our straight line marked out and an end point at 8 feet. And that'll be 2x1 angle aluminum. And we picked this measurement both because we know it's going to work with previous boats, but also because the chine will overlap the welds between the stringers on the inside. You can just faintly see the marks through the aluminum. And then that means when plastic goes on, when your chine's here, a bolt will catch here, and the next bolt will go on the other side of the chine, and the welds won't get in the way. So it's kind of convenient placing to do the UHMW as well as the chines, and everything misses the stringers. Now that all the chines are cut and the lines are marked, it's time to put them on. So we'll start with the outside one here, and we just make sure it covers the entire seam, and we keep it as straight as possible. And then same with this one. Start at the front, and as we stretch it down, we just follow this line and make sure it's as straight as possible. So while the boat's upside down is a good time to drill and tap the 2 holes for the stomp grate. So all you do is set it in there. Oh, I touched the wet paint. Mark your holes. And I just painted this to match the color of the boat we're going with, just so they don't get mixed up. Then you can pull that out. And I have my hardware out, the tap and the drill bit that I need. So I cut this piece of hose. So when the drill bottoms out, it's just a little shy of the length of the bolt, because you don't want to go too far. And then the plate of the stomp grate's about 1/4 inch, so you know you have a little bit of leeway with the depth of the bolt. So I just use a little piece of hose here and use it as a stop. Now you take your tap and make sure to lubricate the holes. You just want to be careful that when you reach the bottom, you don't break your tap. There's the bottom. Then you can take your bolt, make sure it threads in at least enough to make the 1/4 inch plate tight. That should be good. We got all our holes marked out, especially the big one here. So we're gonna go ahead and plasma cut that out. You could use anything like a jigsaw or drill 1,000 holes and hit it hard with a hammer. Because then essentially we put it back together and then die grind that hole perfect. Okay, so we got our holes drilled out, our big hole cut out, everything die grinded to match. Looks good. We just do this now because it's convenient, but we can't Sika anything or make it permanent yet because we're way too early in the build. We'll end up having to add the little piece for our drive shaft length, which you'll see in the future. We have to drill and tap a bunch of, or well, not really drill, but tap the holes for the water fittings. We have to probably mount the motor and everything before we want to actually go ahead and put this in for good. Oh, and VTS, we have to build a VTS bracket. But we got the worst of it out of the way now while the boat's upside down and convenient. So we're getting ready to do pump guards. They'll go something like that. We have this piece we made up in the past. It's essentially just a guide for our pipe bender so we know how much material. You see we got like an end point and a start point. So using this we can estimate the material we need. So we guess we need about 30 inches of material. We know where to set it up in the bender. Should be good to go. So we're just about to do that now. So we've got our pieces angled. Fits perfect. We're gonna go ahead and tack them on.